Hi guys, Arptastic here. Those of you who've heard of me before probably won't be too surprised to know that the number one most common question I get asked is how I got 99 strength at 10 hit points. Well, there's no secret method or complicated tricks, it just requires a lot of time and patience. Today I want to show and explain to you how I did it by going over the requirements and the steps to follow and just try to give you a rough idea of how long it takes. In this guide, I only want to cover getting 99 strength at the lowest possible combat level, 35. There are faster methods, but they require you to train other combat stats first, which I won't be going over in this video. If you did want to do this at 35 combat, then a nice thing to note is that you can get up to 67 range and magic without affecting your combat level. Starting off, hopefully it goes without saying, but to begin, you'll need an account with membership. Your first big goal should be to get to level 9 strength, and of course, since you can't train it through combat, the fastest way to do this is by claiming the antique lamp you get from completing the Easy Karamja achievement diary. It gives you 1000 experience, and that will take you straight to level 9. To complete all the easy tasks, you'll need 15 agility and 40 mining. You'll also need a pickaxe to mine the gold, 90 GP to board the ships, 1 seaweed, a small fishing net to catch something at the fishing spot north of the banana plantation, some form of anti-poison. I'd recommend an antidote plus because they're extremely cheap and will protect you for 12 minutes per dose. And lastly, because you'll need to kill a Joga, 2 recall rings and plenty of food. Its max hit is 7, so I would recommend plain pizzas as they have 2 bites that can heal 7 hit points each. If you have an alt or friend with 93 magic, Vengeance Other can also be very useful here. It's worth noting that you have to do at least 1 real damage to the Joga for it to count, so bringing a weapon and either a super attack or a ranging potion can help with accuracy. You could also just use a cannon to kill one of them, which would require you completing the dwarf cannon quest first. Optionally, but recommended, you could also bring a stamina potion because this is going to involve a lot of running around Karamja. So now I'm just going to show you a route that you could take. I tried to make it as short as possible by optimizing the order you do the tasks. Oh, and remember that with the recent update, you don't need to talk to the diary master first to start the diary anymore. To initially get to Karamja, you can either use a glory teleport or just run south from Falador. I've laid the route out assuming you're going to use a glory because that's the fastest way to get here. First, drop and pick up the seaweed 5 times, then catch something on the pier, collect 5 bananas, run to the eastern pier to take the boat to Port Sarim, glory back to Karamja, run to the Tassar city under the volcano, enter the fight cave and then either leave straight away or die to the enemy that spawns in there, run back out of the volcano and around to the northwestern pier to take the boat to Ardoin and then take it back again to Karamja, run to the northwestern peninsula to mine a gold ore, be careful of the scorpions here because they can poison you, use the rope swing to get onto the moss giant island, run all the way around to the dungeon containing Jogas, be careful of tribesmen and harpy bug swarms along the way. Now for the hard bit, equip your recall ring and lure a Joga to this spot or another area where you can step to safety and let him keep hitting you. Make sure to stay above 7 hit points and replace your recall ring when it breaks. If you don't have an alt to help you with Vengeance Other like I do, you will probably have to make 2 trips, but as long as you do at least 1 real damage, it will still count. I'm not doing real damage this time because I want to use a cannon to do this in the future. Lastly, run far down south of the island, past Taibo 1A and a few more tribesmen, and then cross the bridge to Khan Isle. The higher your agility level, the less likely you are to fail this obstacle. Now that you've completed all the tasks, go ahead and use your glory teleport for the last time and run over to the entrance of the Brimhaven agility course. Talk to Pirate Jackie, select Ask About Something Else, and claim your antique lamp. If you're wondering why it had to be the Karamja diary, it's because it's the only lamp you're actually able to use. The antique lamps from all the other easy diaries require a minimum level of 30. Now if for whatever reason you don't want to do the Karamja diary, you could just wait for the experience lamps and books of knowledge you get from the genie and surprise exam random events, which, if you wanted to, would allow you to stay free to play for a while, or you could train up other skills while you wait. The only downside being that this method is very slow in comparison. Since the random event rework, I'm not sure exactly how long it would take, but to put in perspective, you would need 29 experience lamps, or 20 books of knowledge, or for a mixture of both, if you assume the genie random event is about 3 times more common than the surprise exam, it would be 21 experience lamps and 6 books of knowledge. Whichever way you choose, once you have 9 strength, you can now move straight to the method you'll need to use all the way to 99, Barbarian fishing. You can catch leaping fish at the heavy rod fishing spots south of Barbarian Assault, which gives the fastest fishing experience in the game, and then, on average, you'll get roughly 9.2 to 9.3% of that into strength and agility as well. So for 99 strength, this works out at approximately 140 million fishing experience. To start Barbarian fishing, in addition to your strength level, which you'll need to boost initially, you'll also need 15 agility, which you will already have if you did the Karamja diary, and 48 fishing. As far as items go, you'll need a games necklace to get there quickly, as a rough estimate about 2.2 million feathers, a heavy rod which you'll pick up while you're in the area, a few super strength potions to boost the initial levels, and if you decide to use tick manipulation to speed up the process, you'll lastly need at least 1 swamp tar, at least 1 herb of either Guam, Morental, Taramin or Haralander, a pestle and mortar, and then optionally a knife. With tick manipulation, it's easy to mess it up if you haven't done it before, and even if you have, it's likely you'll still mess up a few times given how long you have to fish for, so to be safe you should be bringing multiple swamp tar and grimy herbs. So to actually begin, go ahead and use your game's necklace to teleport to Barbarian Assault, and then run south past the fishing spots until you get to Otto's grotto. Speak to Otto, go through and select "You think so?" followed by "Are there any ways to use a fishing rod which I might learn?" and when he's finished talking, click on his bed to get the heavy rod, and then you can just go ahead and start fishing. Remember that you'll have to use your super strength potions to begin with. At level 9 it will boost you to exactly 15, so you'll find you'll have to sip quite often, but this will decrease over time. Now as for how long it's going to take you, it varies drastically depending on how much effort you're willing to put in. If you fish normally and drop full inventories, it's about 62k fishing experience and 5.7k strength experience per hour, which comes to around 2,300 total hours. If you fish normally but drop fish between catches, it's about 66k fishing and 6.1k strength per hour, around 2,150 total hours. And finally, if you use tick manipulation to catch fish in 3 ticks instead of 5, it's about 105k fishing and 9.7k strength per hour, and around 1,350 total hours. So 3 tick fishing is by far the fastest method but requires the most concentration. I won't be going in depth on how to 3 tick fish in this video, but as a brief overview, for every fish you catch, you need to click the tar, use it on the herb, and then click on the fishing spot before the animation finishes. I asked Aubury, who very kindly said I could link to his videos, as he's already covered this in greater detail. This is his simple 3 tick fishing guide that doesn't use a knife, and this one demonstrates 3 tick fishing with a knife, so feel free to click either of these if you want to learn more about that. And that brings me to the end of this guide. If the idea of fishing for so long puts you off the idea, keep an eye out for future guides, as I will be covering other faster methods that still get you 99 strength at 10 hit points, but not at 35 combat because it raises other combat stats too. Okay, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.